All right, so this is the Lena Said That podcast. My name is Lena, and I am joined today by my co-host, Mama Dream. She will be here anytime that we podcast. She's the permanent co-host, Mama Dream.
Yes.
So basically today we're going to be talking about the Carlee Thea, aka Carlee Russell story. If you don't know who she is a 25-year-old woman who went missing. She vanished after she called 911 and said she's seen a child walking on an interstate and that she was going to get out and check on the child. Now, originally we were going to talk about the story, but last night we heard that Carlee was found, that she walked up to her doorstep and knocked on her door, and that she was transported to the hospital after, and she was also released this afternoon. Mm-hmm. So basically, we're just going to be talking about, our opinions about the story and kind of just like addressing a lot of the things that people have said and reading over some of the statements from her family and stuff like that.
Well, not really. Yes, not really. This is just a bogus ass thing. And when I say bogus, I'm saying bogus due to the lack of information that we have available to us. So we know the whole fact about her, how everything went down in the highway, the toddler.
Yep.
Then supposedly she shows up at the door.
Mm-hmm.
Then she goes to the ER.
Yep.
And after the ER, then shortly after that, the parents release a statement asking for privacy. And I'm like, privacy
for what?
Can you let us know what happened?
Yeah.
Where's this conversation about the toddler?
So I've seen some people say, originally the parents said that they assumed the child was used as bait. Now this was before she was found. Okay. And I do see some people saying, oh, well, if this story is true, where's the toddler? Right. I disagree with that, because if it is true, the toddler would have been the kidnapper's child or somebody that they knew, somebody they were able to take out and use for bait. It wouldn't have been a random kidnapped child from Alabama. No, it would have been somebody that they know, their own child or something like that. So I feel like that's not like a big conversation.
That is not, but then the kidnapper's still out there. So,
exactly.
Like, do you not
somebody using
public?
A child as bait to kidnap
and if
people?
That's accurate. Like I said before to you, my theory is like 2 to 3 different ones. Mm-hmm. Why aren't you talking?
Yeah.
Either that movie scenario where the kidnapper lets you go home and tells you don't say nothing.
Yes. Are you trying to do a sting operation?
Right. Yeah. And they don't want to say nothing because the cops want to be able to catch him first, and then they're going to be able to release what happened. Or this was just a big hoax,
a big lie,
way more serious than she thought, and perhaps she's dealing with some type of mental illness, because the fact that we don't hear nothing about the kidnapper, like y'all don't want to release anything, and then you take the time to tell people that you want privacy
because you're tired,
enlisting everybody in the world to look for this young woman who's now and thank God she's alive.
Yes.
Let's not get it twisted.
No, regardless of the situation, even if it was a mental health issue, she was still out there for 2-3 days or whatever. Right. And she was still missing. So thank God she is safe. Thank God she is alive. But the circumstances, the whole situation, if it was a lie, if it wasn't, that's really...
It's just wicked. It's wicked. It is. Wicked. And I think the family owes it to, everybody who was praying for her, and everybody, all the law enforcement, the federal agencies, the state agencies,
60 police officers working on
and
one
the volunteers,
case.
The literally volunteered,
pregnant women, sick people, pregnant women and sick people.
We owe it to those people who literally went above and beyond to try to locate this young woman. So forget about you're tired and you'll release a statement later on, and
another thing that got me
I need to buy time. So I'm hoping that they're buying time for a good reason, and not because you're embarrassed
or anything like that.
Your daughter. Because perhaps maybe she's dealing with something
that you don't want to address.
Mental illness is real serious, and mental illness can make you do some crazy things. So I don't even really want to say much about the other theories that the co-worker said she was.
The coworker said she ate an edible. Then somebody said she ate mushrooms. Somebody said that she did something with another person and she snuck off. I don't even want to address that because it's just like it's so rude to put that on somebody's name.
And it's like I am waiting for law enforcement to inform the public about what they have going on.
Another thing that got me is that, and this is hearsay, somebody said that they had spotted her before she, returned home, and they took a picture. And there's this big group. It's the only group on Facebook, the only Carlee Russell group on Facebook. And I joined the Facebook group, and I seen somebody say that they had this picture, and they kept posting the picture, and that an admin kept deleting it, and they thought that an admin was a family member.
And it could very much so be.
So what at first I was like, probably not. But now what makes me think that the admin is a family member is that if you go to the group right now, it is 9:00 right now. If you go to the group, it says...
Well, what we got? West Coast time?
Oh, yeah, 9:00 Mountain Standard Time. If you go, it says that the group is closed. You cannot post until the morning time, which makes me think it is a family member who wants to monitor what people are saying so they can delete it.
And they could be like
so they're asleep right now and don't want anybody to put anything tarnishing her name. But when they wake up, they can allow people to, because it says it'll resume 4 a.m. our time, which is I think 8 their time or something like that. So yeah.
Depends.
Yeah, 7. So that's it's just kind of weird. But what was the other thing that we were going to talk about?
Just they'll have to answer to say what's going on.
Yeah.
That's it. They have to answer this. You have to inform the public about what's going on. And the crazy thing about it is law enforcement is staying quiet because the story is not.
That's
enough.
the biggest thing.
There's too much wicked stuff, and you can't see. They're not going to keep putting out, a different story every hour.
No.
They have to make sure that whatever it is that they're reporting, that they have evidence to back it up. Because you're on the news, you're saying, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that law enforcement is even quiet, it makes it even more weird about the story.
Yep. Another thing that got me too was the original Interstate video and then the enhanced version of the Interstate video. I watched both.
Do you know who enhanced it though? Was it just like
I don't know who enhanced it, but I know that it was enhanced. I watched the video through and through both times. The first time I thought I seen movement. The second time in the enhanced video, I know.
And I don't feel the same way.
I know.
You just see a car. You can't even. You know that there's it's a regular sedan. You know that it's not like a truck.
Yes,
or a
yes. It's just a regular car.
Right. And so you can't really identify the color.
Yeah.
You can't see a license plate. And I don't think you can even see if someone goes in and out the car.
Yes. So the enhanced version you can't, but the other version, it kind of looks like somebody got out. But the enhanced version, I don't see anything. I've seen people take screenshots and post it on Twitter. I don't see what they see in the video.
But what I don't see is a toddler.
Yes, that's the only thing that we don't. That's where I was going.
And you bet your ass that if they pulled up that time frame of the car pulling up, that they also pulled up a time frame of before and the time frame of after. And you don't see a toddler on the highway.
Yeah, you don't.
So what is really going on?
And another thing is, where is the footage from the food place?
Right, so she went to go get something to eat.
Where's the footage from that? Did she look like she was in duress? Did she look like she had something on her mind? How was her body language? That's another tell of whether or not she perhaps planned this. Then I've seen somebody say that the Red Roof Inn was a 5 to 7 minute walk from where her car was found. Now I'm not sure because
the Red Roof Inn is okay. So the Red Roof
is a speculation too. It's a speculation. Yes.
I haven't personally heard any law enforcement mention
except for that they received a call. Yes.
Right. And I feel like it almost feels like one of those things, and I'm not saying it is. So please don't misquote me. But it almost feels like one of those things where you want to play not a prank, but you wanted to get attention.
So
and
that's
you got too much.
So somebody
attention.
said that she actually was having problems with her. This is speculation. That she was having problems with her boyfriend, and that she wanted his attention one last time, and she decided to make herself go missing and realized that it went too far.
This is about the boyfriend that spoke out? Because apparently the boyfriend had said something.
Yes. So apparently they thought, like, they're saying that they suspect that she made herself go missing and then it went too far, so she brought herself back home. But the reason why is because her boyfriend was going to break up with her, and that's complete speculation.
A lot of young girls do that. It's when things are not working on the relationship. It's like
they want attention.
And I'm not saying that this is definitely what it is, because I don't.
Yeah, you don't know if this the case here,
right? But is it something that could definitely be a possibility? Absolutely. Yeah. And it's like something like this went way too far, and you had to come back because you're wasting. If it was all bogus, you're wasting people's time. When I say people's time, I'm mainly talking about law enforcement. Because you know what? This doesn't look good on our part.
It does not.
If it's not what it is.
Do you know how many black women are now in danger because of what she did if she was not telling the truth?
And she's the only one.
There's plenty
that has definitely
lied, and used the police's resources for the wrong reasons.
That's right.
But I feel like this whole case, if it is not true, just took our community a step back.
Right.
Like we got couple steps forward and now we're 10 steps back, because it's always that fear of police officers, like, especially because they're not highly funded, so wasting all your money on all this, not if it was true, it wasn't a waste. If it was fake, it was a waste.
Right. But it's one of those, it's also one of those things where it's like, I was about to say we better be doing any and everything that we can do.
Yes.
And she better receive the same treatment that everybody else, the current things that's been going on with the the submarine. So all of that it was so many resources used for these recent things for people that are not of color.
Yes.
So it's almost like when something that happens to our community, we're like, well, we better get the same treatment. And then we do.
And then it's
like,
what's really going on?
And you can't play with stuff like that because number one, you can't take it for a joke because you don't know if it's serious or not. So everything that you call in, that has to be investigated.
And things like this is what makes the police go, oh, well, they're an adult. Let's wait and see if the 24, 48 hour mark to see if they'll show up home. She showed up home. Now, I know the circumstances was suspicious because she had said she spotted a toddler, and her sister-in-law had said, oh, I heard her scream, and her wig and her Apple Watch and her phone and her purse and her car were found. Like,
all over the place, and it's embarrassing.
And then her family, too, trying to call people out. I feel like it's kind of almost like a how dare you.
The public involved.
Yes. And you owe it to the people who spent hours outside looking for your daughter to give them an answer as to why your daughter showed up on your doorstep and knocked on her door,
like,
and why she had like a 12 to 14 hour stay in the ER and went back home, because she was released this afternoon. So you weren't even in the ER for a long period of time. Most people spend that long in the ER. Yes. Yep. And then the statement that her boyfriend made that she was fighting for her life, that contradicts her being in the ER for 12, 14, 15, even just...
Yes and no, because it's like, okay, yes, when you do hear someone was fighting for
their life, you assume beat up, or you have a lot of body trauma, like bodily harm. So I just feel like it's just so much that contradicts what happened, and it's very strange. The circumstances are very, very scary.
It's so many
very scary. It is.
Like, if the theory of her tripping off with some type of
drug, or edible, or a mushroom, and this is just a theory
of the fact that she needed attention
for her man. If it's a theory that she wanted to run off with somebody, or hide something, or get away.
That she has a mental health problem. Now the parents need to pay more attention and get this young woman some help, because it also said that she was a nursing student. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I don't need a nurse taking care of me if she can't take care of herself.
Keep her mind together. Period. So my only questions about this case is, was there actually a kid? Is there actually a kidnapper? Where were you for 2 days? Were you at the Red Roof Inn? And what truly happened on that night? What truly happened, and what prompted you to do this and call 911 and say you seen a toddler in a diaper on the interstate? Like, what prompted you to say that? Those are my only questions.
If the family feel like they don't want to go into details, that's okay.
But the police owe it to us too.
Tell the public what's going on. Is there an active kidnapper out there? Because guess what? The police have not said anything about arresting anyone. So is the public in danger?
And that call from the police department, now I know they can't give answers, but even when that person called and said, is the public in any danger, that lady just sounded so annoyed by her question, like she was tired of people asking her that because nothing happened. It was weird.
But it's all weird. Like the family knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And the family needs to speak.
And she knows what's going on.
And I get it. Parents want to protect their children, and perhaps she freaked up this time and went too far. But you know what? She's 25. She's in nursing school. Mm-hmm. She has to own up to what's going on. And so if it's bogus, it's bogus. If it was lies told. If she's dealing with a lot of mental health issues, then you have to let the public know what happened. You got the public's help. Everybody was there. Everybody was praying and for her safe return. And she did return home safe. However, if you think that you don't owe the public any explanation, you're absolutely positively wrong.
Yep.
You do. You might not have to get into all these great details about what physically happened to her, but you need to let the public know what is going on.
Was it really, did she have a mental health scare? Did she make all of it up? That's something that's important to tell people.
So I'm like just waiting. I'm just
kind of over it.
For law enforcement just to talk. I don't see. I know you like reading.
I just been in that group all day.
I can't because there's too much stuff going around. Right?
Yeah, too much drama.
I'm waiting for the news outlet. I'm waiting for them to let us know what's going on. Law enforcement, federal agencies, and then we can take it from there.
Yep.
So. Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yep, this is the end of the Lena Said That podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed our conversation about this, our opinion on this podcast, please let us know. If you have any theories, please let us know. You know, we're welcome to listen to what anybody has to say. And I think that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in again, and we will see you guys next time.